Sarah and I were just talking that yesterday we were wondering what the land would look like if kind of a larger herd of elk was on it. Like, would it look kind of worn and trampled? And I'm gonna say I'm not sure of this, but this area feels more like that. The ground seems to be more compact. Not as many like twiggy underbrush things. And then farther below there was actually patches of grass. So, I don't know, just a thought. Again, an unexperienced elk hunter trying to make sense of what he's seeing. There was some fresh scat and a fresh footprint down there, but it's warm, so I'm sure it was a bull. Yeah. But like, remember how Sarah was saying, right over the top, with the wind blowing over their back, looking downhill.
That's where he was.
That's where he was. Guys. Okay, here we go. End of day 5. Zane and Sarah graciously cutting it out a little early so I can head to Texas. But I just wanted to do a quick little wrap up, get their final thoughts, what they learned. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, today was uneventful. We drove down Forest Road 5, kind of to the edge of our unit, right before the Taos Pueblo, and saw a lot of sign. We worked our way up a mountain, across some undeveloped trails, and then back down. Seth saw some mule deer does, 5 of them. I saw 2, Sarah saw 3. So that's what you get for him spotting them first. But yeah, not very eventful. So I got a lot of practice yesterday with putting mule deer in my crosshairs pretty much all day long as we were still hunting, and then last night, as you've seen, and yeah, it just.
So I guess what was different than what you expected? What was the same?
Just not seeing any elk. Also, that was my expectation. Coming off of a really good day before, as we were scouting, seeing those 2 elk was really uplifting.
Yes.
But haven't seen any elk. Sarah still hasn't seen any. Let's see what else.
And then the tactics of, we tried different places.
Yeah,
which ones?
I'm a believer in the still hunting now. After yesterday and today, running across probably 20 mule deer does over the last couple of days.
Yeah, I think the covering ground and finding them setting up on the meadows was very cool. I think that can work.
Yeah.
But I think your odds are better if you're covering ground. But yeah, it was fun. I know I learned a ton. I'm excited to look around and see if I can get an opportunity to do this again next year for sure.
Yeah. This area that we're standing in right now looks totally different than when we were here on Memorial Day in May. We didn't even, Sarah and I, who were scouting months and months ago, didn't even recognize the way back to the car, how different it is.
The interesting feature about this place was, though, we saw matted grass and habitual historic scrape sites, and so there's some indication that this is a place they come during the rut year after year.
And use quite heavily. Like, that's what we were talking about, is what does a place look like when it's got a herd of 20 or 30 elk on it? And this place was definitely, you saw the places that were matted down, and you could see that that'd be a possibility.
So it's pretty cool to think about next year. Like, we've just collected so much data about locations and how to read sign better, and so even though it was unsuccessful in that sense, it definitely has intrigued us, and we're excited to try it again.
All right. Any last thoughts?
Mule deer tags next year.
Yes, mule deer tags, and then on to Texas.